Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Sorry that it took me a little bit to do this review. I thought I was going to do it this afternoon, but I found out I had to run some errands, so yeah, I didn't get back till like 6:30. So I'm returning to you now for the Coheed and Cambria album review for their third Marathon Studio album review. And this is for Good Apollo on Burning Star 4 Volume 1, which is from Fear Through the Eyes of Madness album review, which is a very long title for sure. But yeah, the album, I'm just gonna shorten it to Good Apollo on Burning Star 4 Volume 1. So I'm not gonna put the other thing in there because it'd be too long. But I'm gonna discuss what I listened to for this Coheed and Cambria third studio album review that I'm doing in their Marathon Discography album reviews, and let you know my thoughts on this album. So let's dive into this Coheed and Cambria album review for Good Apollo, the first volume, of course. Now it starts with the first song, Keeping the Blade, and I think that was a solid way to open the album. It had a weird melody at the beginning of it, and then it had this thing that said meow at the end of it, and I was like, what the fuck? That just made me cringe a bit. It wasn't terrible, it was just weird. Some Coheed and Cambria songs that I've noticed can be a little weird and unsoothing for the listener, but um or like they're not sure what to think of it, but I'm giving Keeping the Blade a 4.5 out of 5. It's a solid opener to the album. So, yeah. Always and Never is the next song, and that was a pretty short song for what it was going for, but it was solid for what it went for. So, 4.5 out of 5. I think some of the lyrics are a little weird and don't really, I guess, soothe my interest or something. I don't know the right wording for it, but I wasn't unsure what to think of this one, but I think it's a solid track for what it went for. So yeah. Welcome Home is one of the singles for the album, and this was a really good song for sure. It does make you feel like you're getting Rush vibes from this song, but no, it's nothing like that. It's still a pretty good song for what it's going for. It's just depending on the listener what they think of it. It's depending on the listener, of course, what they think of it. That's what I'm basically trying to say. um, because they could like it or dislike it, but you never know. 5 out of 5 for Welcome Home. I did enjoy the guitar work and the drum work, and Claudio's vocals is it's growing on me throughout time as I progress through their albums. This is something I'll have to come back to a little more to see if it's my favorite song, but I think it will be. 10 Speed, parentheses of God's Blood and Burial. Pretty good song. Wasn't disappointed with this one. I like the guitar work and drum work of it, and just the production of this song is pretty awesome. So, pretty fast paced song too. So, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. Crossing the Frame was a pretty strong song for sure. The guitar work and drum work and Claudio singing in it sounds pretty good for what it's going for, so 5 out of 5. Apollo 1, The Writing Writer, was the first Apollo song on this album. And yeah, I think it's a pretty strong track for what it's going for. Even though it's pretty short, I think it's pretty strong. Sorry, I'm yawning like crazy in this video. I don't mean to be, it's just, ugh. I just got a little tired earlier today, and then I think I'm doing a little better today, but I'm not sure. I gotta wait and see what happens, how I'm feeling throughout the night and all that. But yeah, Apollo 1, The Writing Writer, pretty strong song. I'll give it a 5 out of 5. Once Upon Your Dead Body. Weird title, but the song is really executing very well for what it's going for, even though the lyrics are a little gruesome and dark. It's just depending on what they're going for with this track. So 5 out of 5. Then comes Wake Up. This one was a solid one too. I wasn't on the fence with this song, meaning I wasn't crazy about it too much, but it's a more of a ballad song, but it's solid for what it's going for. Some of the lyrics are a little wonky, but in a way, I think it's a solid track, so 4.5 out of 5. The Suffering's a pretty good song. Really like this one. 5 out of 5. Claudio's singing in it is pretty amazing. So, yeah. The Lying Lies and Dirty Secrets of Miss Erica Court. Um, this song was pretty strong. I wasn't hating it. It's got good guitar and drum work in it. And like I said, Claudio's singing in most of the song is pretty strong for what it's going for. So 5 out of 5. Mother May I is the final song before we get into the 7-minute songs of this album, which are the closing tracks to the album. Um, Mother May I is a pretty strong song, so 5 out of 5. I don't think I got any complaints about it. Just basically breezing through the track list so I can get ready to rate it. That's why I'm breezing through it so fast. So, The Willing Well 1, Fuel for the Feeding End, is a pretty strong track. There were some vocal pitches I wasn't sure if I was liking from Claudio in the song, but it is a pretty strong track for what it's going for. So 5 out of 5. The Willing Well 2, From Fear Through the Eyes of Madness, also one of the titles for the album. The album title, of course. Yeah, this was a pretty strong track too. It was 7 minutes, but it was a pretty well executed song for 7 minutes. I like most of the drum work, and the ending to the song goes with this uh, fast-paced drum work and guitar work that executes so well with the album and how it's progressing towards the end of the album. So 5 out of 5 for this one. The Willing Well 3, Apollo 2, The Telling Truth is a pretty excellent song. It's the second to last song before you get to the final cut for the album, which is The Willing Well 4, the final cut. And I got some things to say about the final cut, of course, The Willing Well 4, but I'm going to give Willing Well 3, Apollo 2, The Telling Truth of 5 out of 5. And finally, like I said, The Willing Well 4, the final cut, is a solid track. It has its problems, like with some of the way it's sounding and some background noises that I don't know if I can feel for. And then the closing to the song is a little weird and just weird mostly. It doesn't soothe the listener that well. You're just like, so is this like a story or something? But still, 4.5 out of 5. I don't know if that's my favorite, but it's something. Overall, production, mixing, and execution, I think Coheed and Cambria, Good Apollo on Burning Star 4 Volume 1 album was a good album. It's a good listen. It's one of the strong albums. The last album and this album are like tied together between what I'm gonna rate it. So first score for me, I'm giving Coheed and Cambria Good Apollo on Burning Star 4 Volume 1 album an 8 out of 10. This was a good listen. Highly recommend you check this album out if you haven't listened to it. It's an acquired taste for some listeners, depending on the listener, if they like it or not. But it just depends on the listener, on what their point of view is on this album and their other albums, of course. But anyways, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Coheed and Cambria Good Apollo on Burning Star 4 Volume 1 From Fear Through the Eyes of Madness album, if you've heard it. And if you enjoyed this album review, it is a lengthy album review, by the way, and I hope you enjoyed it. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I'll try to have the Kid Cudi track review come out very soon after this video. I gotta start listening to the track again, and then I'm gonna give it a review afterwards. So, and then I'm probably gonna be on Lennon's Kitchen show tonight. I don't know if I will be. Gotta see how I'm feeling, cause I was not feeling good the past few days. I've just been wonky and tired, and it's just. I hope next week gets a little better with how I'm feeling, but physical health wise, of course, because my physical health is just all over the place. It's like has its ups and downs, I guess. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this Coheed and Cambria Good Apollo on Burning Star 4 Volume 1 album review. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. The next Coheed and Cambria album review is going to be for Volume 2 of Good Apollo on Burning Star 4. So that's going to be Monday, of course. So definitely tune into that. Stay safe. Take care, guys. I'll have another track review coming out as soon as I can. And as always, I'll see you in my next review.